And good evening, everyone. Welcome to another exciting Saturday Night Wine Stream and another exciting episode of Drink with Rick. I'm Rick, and tonight, we're going to try an Italian wine. I love Italian wines. We're going to try one tonight. This is one that I'm not really that familiar with, so we're going to give it a try. We're going to get a fair and an honest review, and we're going to pair it with some foods, and I have a few foods here to pair it with tonight. Also, we are going to review a holiday ale. This is should be a very interesting ale. Now, I've tried a variation of this type of ale in the past, but this one is supposed to be a holiday version of this ale. We'll see if it's really different or not. I'm excited to try it, and we'll also pair it with some nuts that were sent to me by my friend Jaycon. So we're going to give that a try as well. Also, we have some national days to toast, and what national days we have. So we're going to toast a few of those, plus the usual dad jokes and whatever else you can throw in the chat at me. We're just going to have a great time. Now, if you're joining me for the first time or for the 258th time, because this is the 258th episode of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, this is a stream of consciousness kind of show. Now, I do normally have my show notes here, but I don't have them with me right now. But they're in my head. I have the show notes in my head with my memory, such as it is. So we're going to see how that works out tonight, okay? Usually I'm not prepared. I'm prepared. It's just, it's all in my head now. So we'll see how that works. Oh, boy. This is going to be a roller coaster, isn't it? All right. Well, if you're joining me for the first time or the 258th time or any time in between, this is, once again, a stream of consciousness kind of show. And this is how it works. You get in the chat and you drive the show. You direct the show because the show's not about me. The show's a little bit about the wine, just to get things going, just to get things started off. And in this case, the ale tonight. But the show is not about me. I'm just the host. The show is really about you and me getting together on a Saturday night, just kicking back, relaxing, having a great time, enjoying our favorite libations, our favorite snacks, whatever they are. You can drink whatever you want as long as you're legal to drink it, as long as it's safe to drink. But get in the chats and say hi. Now, we do have live chats going on pretty much everywhere that we are streaming live, and we're streaming live on the following venues. Let me pull that up here for just a moment. Yes, we're streaming live on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Drink with Rick on Facebook. We're on Odyssey Live. Odyssey is at Drink with Rick, and the number 7. Rumble. Just type in Drink with Rick in the search bar. You'll find it. Twitch, we're on Twitch, and that is Drink with Rick and the number 1, all one word. Also on YouTube, YouTube is at Drink with Rick, and X as well, x.com/drinkwithrick. That's where we are. And of course, we are also on our website. Now you can see our website right here, drinkwithrick.com, www.drinkwithrick.com. We are live here. See, as you can see. Now, we don't have a live chat going there, but if you click on tonight's episode, like I just did, for those who can see it, scroll down, you'll get a little comment box that says leave a comment. Just type in your comment there in the comment box, and I will respond in kind. It won't be right away during the show, but it will be later, and I can read them on future episodes of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream. Also, if you can't watch now and you can't watch later, you can listen anytime. You can subscribe to the podcast. The podcast goes out at Monday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, Monday nights on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, podcastindex.org, TuneIn, Deezer, via RSS, and of course, by email. And if you click on this button that says by email, you'll get this other page that pops up, and you can enter your email address in that box. Click the little subscribe button down below, and you will get the latest episode of Drink with Rick as soon as it drops, and no salesman will call. It's just for getting the show. So that's what we've got going on. And of course, you can buy me coffee, or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 or whatever you want to do. And if you can, and if you'd like to, you can do that, and that helps support the show. There's no obligation to do it, but I tell you what, if you can't support monetarily, or you don't want to, please feel free to support me. You can also support me by liking and subscribing and following and ringing the bell and all that good stuff on all these venues here that we're on. And please just drop a comment in any of those venues, and tell me how you're doing, and what you like and don't like, and whatever else you want to talk about the show. So that's what we've got going on there. So here we are, and I don't have my show notes with me, but I'll tell you, I've got them in my head. They're in my head tonight. I did do my prep. All right, let's check the chats here before we go any farther. Let's check Facebook. Facebook is quiet for the moment. Island Hayes is in the chat on YouTube. Island Hayes says, "Evening, Rick," and good evening to you too, Island Hayes. Glad to see you here. It's great to see you. Here's some applause for you, by the way. I appreciate it. And thanks for being here. And let's see who else is in the chat. Okay, we're good on. We've got, for those of you watching on Twitch and everywhere else, just jump in and say hi. It's okay. It's not going to hurt. Jaycon is in the chat on Odyssey. Jaycon says, "Good evening. Let's get drinking." And I agree with you 100% right there, Jaycon. Here's some applause for you as well. Thanks for being here. And Jaycon says, "I'm revisiting the first wine that I entered into the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook, a Santa Julia Organic Malbec." Wow. So did you like it? Well, how did you review it in the notebook? Did you like it? Was it a good wine? Apparently, if you're revisiting it, it must have been one. I'm assuming it was. So, cool. That's excellent. That's what it's for. That's what those notebooks are for. All right, let's see. Let me show you what we have for the wine tonight. So this is what we've got. Let me pull it up here. We're drinking. For starters, we're drinking the Canto del Principe. This is a Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. It's a Toscana Reserva. This is a Reserva wine. So that's a little bit higher up there on the scale than just the regular one. That's the Reserva. It's a 2016, and it is a product of Italy. Now I'm going to read the back of this for you. It is the Canto del Principe Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and it is a Toscana red wine. The DOCG Vino Nobile di Montepulciano is one of the oldest Italian denominations. It has been harvested for centuries in the medieval hilltop town of Montepulciano in the Tuscany region. Our reserve was aged for 23 months in large oak barrels and refined in the bottle for a further 6 months. It is strong and complex in character, full and persistent on the palate, the sensational taste of the Tuscany region. Salud! It's bottled by, Social Co-op Rubinaro in Montepulciano, Italia, imported by the Kino Italian Importing Company in Duarte, California. And there is 14% ABV in this bottle of wine. So there you go. That's what that wine's all about. Also, let me show you on camera 3 what we have to pair it with tonight. Okay, pretty simple. Didn't get too crazy here tonight. We have some. This is actually some beef. This is what is this? We had for dinner tonight. I don't even remember what it was now. Oh, now I'm getting worried about the rest of my show notes in my head. No worries there. Okay, so this is a corned beef. It's a corned beef brisket. We had that. They're always leftovers, folks. This right here is some pepperoni, but it's not just any pepperoni. It is no, really, it's not just any pepperoni. It's not regular pepperoni. It's turkey pepperoni. And I know some people don't care much for all that turkey stuff, but I like turkey, and I like the turkey pepperoni. It's actually healthier for you. Well, we'll talk about that a little bit if I can remember to do that from my show notes in my head. We also have some cheddar cheese, and we have some Parmesan cheese right there, a block of Parmesan cheese, and we have something else. We have a little dessert to try, and we're going to bring that out later when we get to the national days, because we have some national days to toast. This thing's still, I don't know what it is here, but this thing still bothering me. This ever since I switched over to a new earpiece, it's been giving me fits. There we go. All right, so where was I? Okay, so that's what we have going on to pair it with, and I'm going to bring out the ale in a little bit in J-Con. We're going to try your maple mixed nuts tonight, the bag that you sent me. I really appreciate it, by the way. We're going to try it out with the ale and see how it pairs with that. All right, we have messages here on, okay, Middle of the Road Podcast. Likes the post for tonight's show, and Middle of the Road Podcast. Jump in to the chats here, and check us out on YouTube, by the way. That's a good place to go to watch and chat live on the show. We are live everywhere we can be. All right, let's get to opening the bottle of wine. Let me check the chats one more time before we start. Island Hayes says, got a weird one and was wondering if you've ever tried anything like it. I'm going to try a sweet tomato wine from a winery called Grantwood Hills. La Tomate Pleasure is the name. A sweet tomato wine. I haven't, not familiar with that. I don't know. I don't really have a response for that, to be honest. That's unusual. That is unusual. A sweet tomato wine. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that here. Let me make it somewhere where I can reference it later. I'll make it on the back of this. Sweet tomato wine. Okay. Let me make a note of that. I want to check that out. That sounds very, very different, very interesting. Yeah, that is a weird one. I think it is kind of a weird one. I don't know. It might not be too. It's just not something I'm familiar with. But, wow. Sweet tomato wine. Well, there's a showstopper right there. All right, so let me see what else. I'm going to check the chats one more time. Let's get to opening this bottle of wine, shall we? Because we've got a lot to go. Oh, J-Con, here's one more. J-Con says, was on a 4 on the first go-around. I think I will keep it at a 4. So it's a 4. That's on a scale of 1 to 5 in the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook. So that's not bad. That's pretty decent. 4. J-Con says, also, what is your opinion on sulfites? Do you think it changes the flavor, and do you think there are actually health hazards? Well, yeah, we can talk about that a little bit too. Keep that in mind. We can talk about that as we drink along, as we drink up the sulfites in this bottle. Yeah, that's a pretty big topic, and we've discussed it before. Actually, we've discussed it numerous times before. But the thing about sulfites, I'll just give you a hint that some sulfites in wine occur naturally. Others don't. I'm talking about now, aren't I? Hold that thought, J-Con. We'll get back to that one. Let's get to opening the wine first, and we can talk about all kinds of stuff. So I have the foil cut, and I'm inserting the decorker now. And I have my mechanical corkscrew, and we will now decork the wine, which we have just done. All right, the wine is decorked. And for those watching for the first time, we don't say uncork here. We say decork, because that's just how we roll. All right. And then I have my aerator, the trusty aerator, which I did wash from last week's show, by the way. I do. I wash it every week. All right, we've got that set aside here. And then to hold the glass, we have the official Drink with Rick coaster. And to hold the grape nectar, we have the official Drink with Rick glass, which is a Galway, a genuine Galway Irish crystal glass, given to me by my employers at buy2wayradios.com. All right, we're going to pour a little bit of wine into the glass. There we go. Get a little bit started there. Set it aside. And of course, Vibrate tradition. We have the traditional wine swirling. That is the wine swirling thing that we do every week. And of course, we have to. But let me go ahead and get where is it? Oh, it's right here. The official wine swirling music. And it is none other than more cowbell. More cowbell. Okay. Got a good swirl going there. Let's set this aside for just a moment. And really, let me check chats again. I got to remember to check them often. Jake, I still have your question about sulfites there. I will get to you. And my good friend Ed is in the chat on Facebook. Ed, is great to see you. Also, Ed gets some applause, as he always does. It's great to see you, Ed. Thank you for being here. And we're going to have some fun. Also, you had a question that you asked me before, and I want to answer that as well. So I've got that waiting here for starters. We'll get into the wine here, and then I will answer that question that you had before for me. All right, let's see. Everything else good on... All right, wherever we can be. Sweet tomato wine. Wow. Yeah, definitely. I'm curious now. My good friend Tim is in the chat. Tim, it's great to see you. Tim says hi, Rick, and hi right back at you, Tim. Oh, Tim definitely gets some applause here. Yeah, it's great to see you. How are you doing tonight, Tim? It is great to see you here, and I appreciate it. It's been a while. I hope you and the family are all doing very well. Your daughters are fine. Everything is good. It's getting towards the end of the year, isn't it? Where was I? Oh yeah. See, I got the show notes in my head tonight, and I'm trying to remember. Yes, I did do my show prep, but I didn't bring the show notes up here. So, all right. So let's get to tasting the wine, and then we'll get to all the other festivities because we have some things to do on the show tonight. Some festivities, and yes, the sulfite question I have not forgotten. Still not forgotten. See, I keep checking on that. All right, so let's learn a little bit more about this wine tonight. All right, this is what happened. I was, and this is kind of weird because I was hunting around Trader Joe's because this is where I picked it up. The Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. It's the Toscana 2016. And I saw it on the shelf, and I was told that this might be a special buy. Well, I picked it up, and I said, okay, fine, we'll try it out, review it on the show tonight, which is what we're doing now. But when I got home, something interesting happened. When I got home and I checked the shelf behind me, I realized that I had already purchased a bottle of this wine about 2 to 3 weeks prior, which tells me that, yeah.
Oh, you're kidding.
What can I say? My memory. So now I'm really getting worried about these show notes in my head. We'll make it work. All right. So anyway, I hunted around online and I saw some information on it. It was kind of because if you just type in Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, it comes up with a lot of different wines because this is not the name of of a winery. It's actually a name of, this is part of a region in Italy. And we're going to learn a little bit about that here in just a few moments. But I did check around. I did find it on Vino, of all places, of course. And they give it 3.8 stars, 26 ratings. And this is, I guess this is on the 2016 vintage, I believe. They give it a price starting around $19.99, which is very interesting. And they're also saying that this vintage rates better than any other year for this wine. Now, they do say it's popular, and I won't disagree because I'm just scanning a few of the reviews, and it looks to be fairly popular. Seems to be fairly well liked with wine drinkers. So, and the other places where I found it online, this seems to corroborate that somewhat. It does. But this is what I thought was interesting. The $19.99 price, because I have, you know what, I wrote it on. I wrote your sweet tomato wine on this receipt, actually. I have the receipt here. This is what I paid for at Trader Joe's for this 750 milliliter bottle of Vino Nobile di Montepulciano. I paid, wait a minute, I need a dream roll. I paid $9.99. I did. $9.99. How about that? So that's about half the price. That's about half the price of what they were quoting online for this wine. So I feel like maybe I got a deal. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to try the wine right now, and we're going to find out. Before we do that, let's check the chats one more time and let's see what's going on. And my good friend Rhonda, liking the video. It's great. I really appreciate it, Rhonda. Thank you very much. And jump in the chats and say hi. I'd really appreciate it. And tell me how you're doing. All right, let me check. We're good everywhere else. So we are streaming on 6 different venues all at once. And of course, this is the final season of Drink with Rick on the Saturday Night Wine Stream, season 7, and we are down to the last 7 episodes. So, and as we get closer to the end, we're going to have a big finale here too. But as we get closer to the end, I am going to replay a couple of the films that I've done in the past that I played, and so you can enjoy those one more time. But I am going to talk about some of the future projects and give you a little bit more information about what's coming up ahead for the future. I'm really excited about it. And I just got some exciting news regarding Kodak that's really related to one of the shows that I've got planned. So this is going to be great. All right, let's give this wine a little bit of a whiff and a little bit of a taste, and we'll get to doing the pairing. Wait a minute. There is some cherry in here. There is some cherry, and and it's mostly what I'm smelling in here is cherry. And when I looked around here, I didn't see too many notes on what people thought what they were tasting in here, but that's mostly what I'm getting in this wine, and I'm not too surprised. And a little bit of oak as well, kind of oaky and smelling. Let's give it a taste. Oh, wow, that's a very spicy mix. Cherry and I want to say there's a little bit of strawberry in there, but it is kind of peppery. Yeah, it's kind of peppery. It's not. I mean, it looked a little bit bolder than when I was pouring it in the glass, but it really isn't. It's kind of medium bodied, but it doesn't taste really that bold. But it is fairly tannic. There are some tannin. There's a fair amount of tannin in this wine. It's a fair amount of tannins, and this is once again. This is a very dry red wine, which is how I like them. I personally like them dry and red. But this is a a pretty decent finish on it too. It's not too long, not too short. I can taste a little bit of the alcohol because it's 14% ABV in here, so I can taste a little bit of the alcohol in the throat. But it's not overpowering. It's not that bad. I've had some wines. I had a Montepulciano not too long ago where I thought the amount of alcohol was a little bit much, and I was really getting a lot of the alcohol taste in the back of the throat, which I didn't really care for too much. But it was okay. This was not so bad. This was okay. I'm not saying that was really bad, but this one's not as much. Let me put it this way. I like this one a little bit better. It's fairly smooth. Fairly smooth. You know, bit peppery, and I'm getting a little bit. Slight oakiness, but just a hint of kind of more of a toasted oak, I think is what it kind of tastes like a little bit. But not bad. It's a fairly smooth wine. I can see why some people like this wine. I think this would go pretty well with some pastas and some red meats. But I don't really. The reviews I saw, they didn't really specify what they. They just said that it was. Most of them are just saying it's pretty drinkable, and yeah, I'll give them that. It's pretty drinkable, but it's not bad at all. And I think this is a good. I don't know that I would drink this by itself, but I think it would be a really good food pairing wine. So we're going to pair it with some food right now. Let's go to camera 3, and let's. There we go. Let's take a look at what we have on camera 3. What we have here is, first of all, we have this corned beef, which is getting colder by the minute because, of course, it's leftovers. We're going to have a little bit of that. Let's see how this works. And normally I wouldn't pair corned beef with this. I think this is a beefy wine. I think this is really more for steaks and pastas, but this is what I have. And it's really good corned beef. My wife makes a great corned beef. She had this. I think she did this for several hours in the pressure cooker. She does a great corned beef and cabbage, and very good. Very juicy, by the way. Actually, I kind of like it. The wine seems to work pretty well with this corned beef. I do like that. It's pretty good. I'll have to try some more of that after the show. Depends on how long the show goes. It might be too cold by then. Let me clear the palate. All right, let's try it with the turkey pepperoni. Let's go to camera 3. I'm gonna try it with a little bit of the turkey pepperoni. Not too much. Try it with turkey pepperoni and spicy. Now that's another thing that this probably would go okay with some Italian sausages. We're gonna try it out. It's good. Okay, the spiciness, the kind of the oakiness in the wine, a little bit of oak, not too much, but the tannins in the wine, because there are a fair amount of tannins in this wine. It's not super tannic or anything, but it's a fair amount. It is really dry though, but it's kind of medium tannin. It goes pretty well with the spiciness of the pepperoni. I think it kind of matches up with that pretty well. Not bad. Not bad. Let's go back. Oh, let me clear the palate a little bit. And let's go back to camera 3. Camera 3, we have some cheddar cheese over here. I think it's a house brand for one of the supermarkets. Let's try a little bit here. There we go. Let's go back here to camera 2. And yeah, I told my own calling out the camera. Yeah, I do my own floor directing here. I don't have a producer. That's pretty good. I like it. It goes pretty well with the cheddar, although it adds a little tang. It adds a little tang to the cheddar that I wasn't expecting. A bit of tanginess to it, but it's not bad. Let me clear the palate one more time. Now let's try, and this is what I was waiting to do. Let's try it with the, back to camera 3, let's try it with the Parmesan, because I'm going to have just a little piece of this Parmesan here. We're going to forego the fork there. And let's try it with the Parmesan cheese. This should be, it's a Montepulciano. It should be fine. Should pair pretty well. Let me see. Oh yeah, pairs really well. Although I have to say that with the this instance here with the Parmesan, it made the wine taste just a little bit blander. I wouldn't say it was really watery, but just a little bit blander than with the cheddar cheese for some reason. It tasted a little bit. Didn't really bring out a lot of flavor on the wine that much. I think the cheese. I think the flavor of the cheese kind of overpowered the wine in this instance. That happens. All right, I think that does it for the pairing for the time being, but we are going to pair something else up here later, and we've got some nuts, and we have a Cheerwine ale that we're going to try. I'm looking forward to trying that out. But let's go back to the chats. Okay. Oh, chats are here. All right. Let me try. Okay. Tim, hope everything is going well for you. By the way, Tim, I don't know if you have one of the full set of books or not. The full set of the Drink with Rick tasting notebooks, the wine tasting notebook, the beer, and the... I think you have the wine tasting notebook, but I don't know if you have all the rest of them. Now, what I would like to let everybody know, because someone asked me last week about it, I don't remember who, but I do have this for sale now, the official Drink with Rick book and coaster holder with 4 tasting notebooks. It's the entire collection of Drink with Rick notebooks, the wine, the beer, the cider, and the mead tasting notebooks. I have all of those here. You know what? I didn't pull it up, did I? Take 2. Let's try that again. All right, there it is. I have the entire collection of them that fit into this book holder, and with the Drink with Rick coaster and the official Drink with Rick coaster. And I'm selling them on eBay for the whole set with the book holder and the coaster for $29.99. But as you know, I like to give these things away on the show. So Tim, you're still out there. Drop me a valid shipping address to the show here. Let me give you my. Oh, you know what? I took that off, didn't I? I tell you, I really do need a producer. There we go. Rick@SavoyMedia.com. Just send me a valid shipping address. Your valid shipping address, not mine. I have mine. Valid. Yeah. Well, you send it to Rick@SavoyMedia.com, and I'll send you one of those for free. It's my gift to you for the holidays, my friend. All right, that's for Tim. And let's see what else we got going on here. Jaycon says numerology can be very interesting. Season 7 with only 7 episodes left. It's also the 14th, which is 7 times 2. No wonder you forgot your show notes. Wow, I'm not sure how to read. Yeah, that's... Let's see. Let me play that again here. Season 7, only 7 episodes left. It is the 14th. Yes, yesterday was Friday the 13th. 14th, and that's 7 times 2. Yes, that is. And yeah, is that why I forgot my show notes? I don't know that I'm really that much into numerology, but it might be onto something. What do you think, Bill? Huh? Bill's out there enjoying his whatever it is he's got in his. I think it's the same bottle he had last week. We'll bring Bill out here at the end of the show. Anyway, so that's a good point. I didn't even think about that, J-Con. I did not think about that. Cool. All right, and I think we're ready for the national days, right? Let's get right to it. We have some national days to toast. Let me check and make sure I didn't miss anybody in the chats here. It's very easy to do when you got 60 of these going all at once, and they're all on different pages. Okay. Island Hay says this tomato wine surprised me. Whiskey notes on the nose, but has a sweet, completely non-offensive toasted caramel flavor. Almost no dryness. So is it kind of a sweeter wine? You got the whiskey notes in there. Does it kind of taste like it's kind of a bourbon barrel kind of flavor to it? I'm going to have to look up this tomato wine. That's interesting. That's new to me. And once again, I'm not a sommelier. I haven't gone around the world tasting wines from all over the world. I just taste the wines from all over my local supermarket and Trader Joe's and the local Total Wine and wine store and that sort of thing. And there's so many of them out there. I have not scratched the surface of all of the wines that are out there and available. I have not. I couldn't. I could do 1,000 of these wine streams. And my good friend Ed sent me a book sometime back called 1,000 Wines You Must Taste Before You Die. And I barely even cracked that. I mean, I've looked at the book. I've been through a lot of the wines in the book. A lot of them I can't really afford to buy. Not on my pay grade, but I mean, not on my salary. But I'm just doing this for fun. So I don't know. Maybe someday. But I don't know. I haven't gotten to 1,000 wines. I don't think I could do 1,000 wines in this stream. I really can't. 280. What is it now? 200 and I lost track now. Anyway, 258. Thank you. I don't know who I was saying thank you. It's just right. Okay, so what time is it now? It's time for the national day. So let's go ahead and get ready. Raise our glasses to toast, and let's get the national day official toasting screen up there, and let's toast the national days. All right, the first national day we're going to toast. Everyone have your glasses ready? Let's all toast these together. Okay, December 14th. December 14th, by the way, all these national days are courtesy of nationaldaycalendar.com. National Day Calendar is Marlo Anderson's site. He is the CEO and the curator of all these national days. And Marlo, I'd raise my glass and say thank you, but I still don't have that ambassadorship yet. But here's to you, Marlo, then thank you. All right. So December 14th, which is today, for another hour and 16 minutes. 16, not 60. 16. And it is National Alabama Day. That's right. Today is National Alabama Day. Okay. I don't have a... There you go.
That was really cool. Yeah.
National Alabama Day. Founded in 2017 by National Day Calendar to celebrate Alabama as the 22nd state to join the Union. So the National Day Calendar has been commemorating one state a week And of course, there are 50 states and 52 weeks of the year. So by the time they get done commemorating all these national these national days for all of the states in the union, it's time to start over again. Just about. Get a 2-week break from that. There's some numerology for you, J-Con. There you go. All right, so National Day Calendar is committed to celebrating every aspect of our nation's diverse culture and history, which is why they introduced these National State Days. I'm reading for nationaldaycalendar.com, of course. So, this is National Alabama Day. I'll drink to that. Why not? 22nd state. Join the Union. I'll drink to that. Today is also National Bouillabaisse Day. I kid you not, it's National Bouillabaisse Day.
No.
It is. Here's the reason my mom says no on this one is because but you know what bouillabaisse is, right? Those of you who don't know what bouillabaisse is, it's like a fish soup. I've never had it myself because I'm not really into fish soup. It's just not my thing. My lovely wife Chi and my daughter, they like fish soup. So I guess bouillabaisse is really for them. Not my thing, but why not? If you want to toast it, National Bouillabaisse Day, why not? Let's toast it. Here you go. I believe that originated in France, I believe, if I remember correctly. Bouillabaisse Day. It's also December 14th is also National Wreaths Across America Day. And this does change every year a little bit, but the actual date. But today is December 14th for this year, 2024, is National Wreaths Across America Day. And for those who are not familiar with it, I'm going to read this from nationaldaycalendar.com because no, actually I don't have it here, do I? No, you don't. So I guess I can't read it. Not only did I forget to bring my show notes up here, I forgot to bring the notes from National Day Calendar as well. So there you go. But from memory, National Wreaths Across America Day is a day commemorating all of our veterans, our fallen in our armed forces, and all across America. So here is to National Wreaths Across America Day. I will drink to that. It's also National... I forgot about this one. Are you ready for this? Do you want... Oh, boy. Where is what was I doing here? Okay. Yeah.
Oh, great.
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Let me go find it. Okay, let me find here it is. Okay, National Days. Today is National Monkey Day. It is Monkey Day. Today is Monkey Day. I'm not sure why we're commemorating monkeys, but we are because it is National Monkey Day. So here we are. Let's Monkey Day. This is just going downhill fast, isn't it? National Monkey Day. I don't know. I don't have anything for that, really. Today is National Monkey... I could turn it off, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to do it. Here's to National Monkey Day. Should we all drink to that? I don't know why, but let's go ahead and toast National Monkey Day. And we'll drink to that. I don't know. It has something to do with monkeys. I didn't read it on nationalencounter.com, so you can look it up. Yeah. It's also the end of all the national days. So there you go. We're gonna toast December 15th because that's going to be today. It's tomorrow, but it's going to be today in another hour and 10 minutes. So we might as well just go ahead and celebrate the national days for December 15th because I think some of those are even more fun. At least one of them is. December 15th, 2024 is National Wear Your Pearls Day. Wear Your Pearls Day. I don't have any pearls to wear, but if you have pearls to wear, raise your glass and toast National Pearls Day. I'll drink to that. It's also National Cat Herders Day. That's right. It is National Cat Herders Day. Where's my cat? My cat's somewhere. See, I need a producer, but I'm not going to get one. There are only 7 episodes left, so I don't get a producer. Where's my... Oh, here's my cat. Okay, and now I'm just pushing buttons. All right, so here's to National Cat Herders Day. I'll drink to that. It's also December 15th, and I think this is a very important one. This is National Bill of Rights Day. This is going to be December 15th, Sunday, December 15th, 2024, is National Bill of Rights Day. And
oh, yeah.
I'll drink to that wholeheartedly. It's... I'm going to read this from that because I did pull this from nationaldaycalendar.com. This was the declaration by Franklin Delano Roosevelt who established Bill of Rights Day on December 15th. It says, "Now, therefore, I, Franklin D. Roosevelt, President of the United States of America, do hereby designate December 15th, 1941 as Bill of Rights Day. And I call upon the officials of the government and upon the people of the United States to observe the day by displaying the flag of the United States on public buildings and by meeting together for such prayers and such ceremonies as may seem to them appropriate." And, well, I didn't bring my flag out, did I? Did I bring my flag? No, I don't. I don't have my flag out tonight. I should have. See, I wasn't that prepared, was I? And I forgot my notes. But here is the National Bill of Rights Day. You know what? Here. I forgot my toasting there. Okay. Here's the National Bill of Rights Day. I will drink to that. Actually, you know what? Actually, I do have my flag somewhere, don't I? Yes, I do. I have my flag. So let's use the flag. Here we go. Here is to National Bill of Rights Day. I will drink to that. And you know what, though? December, this is very interesting. Numerology again. Here we go. Well, not really, but December 15th, 1941. Just last week, we were toasting Pearl Harbor Day. Do you remember that? Yes, we toasted Pearl Harbor Day because that was on December 7th, 1941. And I told you a very interesting story about that. Tim, you missed the story on that. I don't know if you recall that. Tim used to work with me at WFL years and years ago. And I don't know, Tim, I don't know if you even remember the story, but I did tell the story about how I had to edit Tora for the station, and I had to edit it several times because the time slots kept changing for the the allotted time slots for the movie, and the movie was longer than any of the time slots that we were allotted for airing, and I had to cut that film up several times, or recut it and cut things back in, and then I had to get it to air before we just in time, pretty much. So that was a lot of fun. Those were the days. Those were the days at WOFL. Back when it was still an India station, actually. And that was just before we became a Fox affiliate out there. So those were in the really early days. All right, so we have here. You know what? We need this for National Bill of Rights Day, don't we? I'll drink to that. National Bill of Rights Day. All right. We have one more national day to toast. Yes, we do. We have one more national day to toast. Let's get back to this. And it is, oh boy, we need a drum roll for this, don't we? Drum roll, please. Yes. I'm not sure I'm ready for this yet. Because, to be honest, I'm not really sure I'm ready to... I don't even have it queued up right now. So there you go. There we go. Let me cue it up. Okay, now I'm ready for it. Everybody get ready, toast your glasses. This is going to be great. December 15th, 2024 is, drum roll please, National Cupcake Day. There it is. And in honor of National Cupcake Day, oh wait, there it is. There they are. National Cupcakes. I've got cupcakes right here. National Cupcake Day. And I've got cupcakes, and I have cupcakes and more cupcakes. And you know what? Here's an interesting picture of a cupcake. That looks, I don't even want to tell you what that looks like to me, but use your imagination. It's okay. If you have a dog, especially. All right, Rick, let's not get crude. Cupcakes, nothing like cupcakes, right? Well, I tell you what, in honor of National Cupcake Day, I have cupcakes. They're right here. They're cupcakes. Let me move this over. Okay, let me show you these cupcakes. These are some very colorful cupcakes. Let me put them up here. Go to camera 3. No, let's move the good stuff out of the way. Okay, the cupcakes. I have some very interesting cupcakes, and I went by our local Harris Theater and I picked up these. I had the choice of a lot of different kinds of cupcakes, but I chose these because, of course, they were loaded with sprinkles. And as you know, I'm kind of a sprinkle kind of guy. I like to put sprinkles on a lot of my desserts. Too much. But these cupcakes are loaded with sprinkles. And we're going to try one. We'll try this one because it's so loaded with sprinkles that it's sickening. Look, cupcakes have made me the man I am today. I'll just tell you that. And as if you couldn't tell. Okay, so let me check the chats because I have neglected the chats for a few minutes. Jaycon says, Island Haze got me thinking of some other odd wines. Maybe Roadkill Bill could share some of his cell-made prison wine. Yeah, he's got his wine right over here, don't you, Bill? All right, so I need a fork because we're going to try a cupcake. Come on, this is just a National Cupcake Day. First of all, I will drink to National Cupcake Day. I'll drink to that. And we will have a cupcake. Rob likes the video too. Hey, Rob, jump in and say hi. Tell me how you doing. And it's good to see you, Rob. As a matter of fact, I was watching a new media show, the replay of it this past week. Very interesting conversation. Let's see what else we got here. Island Hayes says, okay, this is what he's talking about, the barrel aged was okay. So he's talking about this tomato wine that he's tried. This is a sweet tomato wine, and Island Hayes says this tomato wine surprised me. Whiskey notes on the nose, but has a sweet, completely non-offering toasted caramel flavor. Almost no dryness. I read that already, but he has a follow-up here. Island Hayes says, because I asked him about the whiskey notes, and Island Hayes says, yes, very much like a barrel-aged whiskey without the burning kick. Even at 14%, this wine masks the horsepower well. And Island Hayes says, bouillabaisse sounds like you made it up. No, it's not bouillabaisse. It's Bouliabaisse, I believe. I'm just doing that from memory. Everything's in memory tonight. Alan Hayes says, out of curiosity, what program do you use to operate the green blue screen? What program do I use? Well, I use OBS. It's which stands for Open Broadcast Software. I use OBS and for the program. I'll get in the weeds a little bit here in a few minutes, but first of all, I want to try this because we're still on the cupcake. So this is National Cupcake Day. I'm going to try some of this. Whoa. Too much sugar. Whoa. That's good though. Too much sugar. Wow. Okay. I'm not trying that again for a while. That icing on here. Okay. This icing was like super thick. Let me show you this. I gotta show you this. Okay. Let me get to camera 2. That might be better. Look how thick look at it. It's half of this is cake and the other half is icing. I think it's in some ways I think it's more icing than cake. Whoa. I wasn't quite expecting. I knew there was some icing on there, but wasn't expecting it. Yeah, look at this. It's when you look at it from a cross section. The cross section is like there's 50%, probably 45% cake and 55% icing because it's rounded on the top. So it's whoa, yeah, it's good though. But, all right, let's try it with the wine. No, that's too much. That's too sweet. No, can't do that. Can't do that. Well, now it makes me curious as to what's actually in this cake because I had choices for cake, but let's take a quick look at this. Okay, so go back to camera 3 here. Camera 3, this should be interesting. There's this label here. Let me pull this label off here. Because it is a very long label. Now, I remember seeing a sketch or listening to a sketch a long time ago, in a comedy sketch, where they talked about cake for breakfast. The comedian was talking about cake for breakfast, and the thing is that cake could be a healthy breakfast. The argument with cake could be healthy for breakfast because it has all the ingredients of a breakfast, which would be eggs, flour, and milk. That's not what's in here. Look, that's 3 ingredients: eggs, flour, milk. This is not. Look at I'm going to read this because I'm curious now. Let me tell you what's in here, ingredients-wise. The ingredients are sugar. Here's the thing: if you're seeing the ingredients listed in order, you're seeing them listed in order of appearance or in order of how much is in there. So sugar's on the top. That means sugar is the primary ingredient in this thing. It's not even flour. It's not anything else. It's sugar. So you have the ingredients: sugar, enriched bleached flour. Boy, this is only 14% ABV, folks. Yeah, only 14% ABV. Okay. Sugar, enriched bleached flour, which is bleached wheat flour, niacin, reduced iron, thiamine, mononitrate, riboflavin, folic acid, water, soybean oil, eggs, egg whites, modified cornstarch. Contains 2% or less of non-fat milk. Salt, leavening, sodium acid, what is this? Pyrophosphate, sodium bicarbonate. That sounds like an explosive or something. Cornstarch, monocalcium phosphate, vital wheat gluten. So it does have gluten in it. Emulsifier, sorbitan monostearate, mono and diglycerides, polysorbate, sodium stearoyl lactylate, soy lecithin, dextrose, artificial and natural flavors. Icing. Okay, here's what's in the icing. The icing has more stuff in it than the cupcakes do, and most of this doesn't look very good. Icing has sugar, first ingredient. Vegetable shortening, interesterified. I don't know what that means. Interesterified soybean oil. Soybean oil. So you got two kinds of soybean oil. One that has been interesterified and one that hasn't. Hydrogenated cottonseed oil. High oleic sunflower oil. Fractionated coconut oil. How do you fractionate coconut oil? Fractionated coconut. You do that with a, I don't know, do that with a hammer or something. Fractionate. Palm oil and or canola oil. Mono and diglycerides. Really, I shouldn't be laughing because I just ate some of this. Polysorbate something. Water cocoa processed with alkali, corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. Oh boy, that stuff's not good for you. I don't think any of this stuff is good for you. Corn processed with alcohol. Okay, I read that. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup, non-fat dry milk, contains 2% or less of maltodextrin, salt, modified cornstarch, dextrose, cornstarch, monodiglycerides, polysorbate. How many times am I going to put that in here? Polysorbate 80, natural and artificial flavor, citric acid, titanium dioxide for color. That sounds like that sounds kind of dangerous. Locust bean gum, soy lecithin, artificial colors, blue 1. I don't know what this is. Lake blue 1, blue 2, lake red 3. Didn't the FDA come out with something recently about red 3? Yellow number 5, yellow 5 lake, yellow 6 lake, red 40. Uh-oh. The dreaded red 40. My wife, my lovely wife, she does not like me buying anything with a red 40 in it. It's carcinogenic, she says. Red 40 lake. I don't know what's the difference is between that. Turmeric acid. No, excuse me. Turmeric color. Annatto extract for color. Inverted sugar. How do you invert sugar? Does that become salt? I don't know. I don't know. Caramel color, BHT, guar gum, phosphoric acid, polysorbate 60, propylene glycol, darn it, alginate, sunflower lecithin, potassium sorbate, sorbic acid, sodium benzoate, xanthan gum. Okay, now here's what's in the sprinkles. We're not done yet. We're only 2/3 of the way down this thing. I mean, if this is too much for you, just go ahead and watch some cat videos or something. I don't know. No, please don't. Sprinkles, sugar, cornstarch, rice flour, partially hydrogenated soybean oil, cottonseed soybean, dextrin, soy lecithin, gum arabic, cellulose gum, confectioner's glaze, carrageenan, cocoa processed with alkali, gum tragacanth, I don't know what that thing is, tragacanth, titanium dioxide, again, I don't know what this is, FDNC blue number 1 lake, FDNC yellow number 1 lake. Like the Food and Drug color is supposed to make me feel better about eating it. FDNC yellow number 6 lake, FDNC yellow number 6, FDAC yellow number 6, FDNC red number 40 lake, FDNC red number 3, FDNC blue number 1, FDNC red number 40, FDNC blue number 2 lake, natural and artificial flavor, Carnauba wax may may include strawberries. May include strawberries. Oh boy, I'm
not allowed to answer that kind of question.
May include strawberries. Maybe. Not necessarily. Contains wheat, milk, eggs, soy. May contain traces of peanuts, tree nuts, and or coconut. May. And here's the big one. No, it doesn't say may. It says it contains bioengineered food ingredients. Wow. Yeah, I'm not eating more of this. Let's put that away. So much for National Cupcake Day. And with that, folks, National Cupcake Day could kill you, I tell you. National Cupcake Day, I'll drink to that. But what a way to go, huh? What a way to go. All right. Well, I guess that does it for the national days. Once again, this is what we're drinking. Hopefully it's healthier than what we've been eating. This is a Vino Nobile di Montepulciano Toscana. It's a 2016 Reserva. So far I like it. Some cherry, some strawberry, a little bit of oak, a little peppery, I think. 14% ABV. And nice little finish to it. It's not bad. It's okay. It seems to have aged well in the bottle. It seems to be fairly well matured. I like it okay. It's fine. Kind of tannic, but not too tannic, and I think goes pretty well with everything on the plate so far that we tried. I'm not having any more of that cupcake. Island Hayes says, out of curiosity, what program do you use to operate the green/blue screen? The green/blue screen. This is a blue screen. I use it, and once again, I know I answered this already, but I'm going to go a little more in depth with it. I use a program called OBS, and that's what I use to do all the switching and everything else. I use a Stream Deck for switching things live here, and everything gets streamed to 6 different platforms via an app called what's this right here? Okay, here it is. I'll just make sure it's still working. And via an app called Caster, C-A-S-T-R. And there are costs involved in that because it does, like I said before, this is the most expensive show I've ever produced. I've been podcasting for just about 18 years, getting close to 18 years now, and a little over 17 and a half, close to 18. And this is, of all of the podcasts I've ever done, this is the most expensive, just because of all the things I have to do to multi-stream it. And there was a lot of there's a fair amount of tech involved in doing it, and it's a labor. This is the irony here, is that I don't make any money doing this. It's just a labor of love. It's just something I was doing for fun, and also to learn all about the streaming process. Because when I first got into it, I was like, well, streaming, okay, I can do streaming, but multi-streaming, that's a little bit of a different ballgame, and it really is, especially if you're doing it by yourself. Now, a lot of streamers, there are streamers out there that have a staff, like some of these big streamers. They have a staff of a bunch of people. They've got big studios, and they have a lot of money to throw at this stuff, and they have a lot of people to do it. In other words, the person who sits in front of the camera can just concentrate on delivering the content, and they don't have to really worry about anything else because everybody else is doing everything else off screen. For a solo streamer like myself, because I don't have a budget to hire people to do this for me, I've got to do it all myself. I do all my own switching. I do all my own, writing, and then doing all my own. Not that I write that much, but for this, but because most of it's you do my show notes, my own show notes. I do my own research. I do my own, I buy my own wines. I drink my own wines. That's the best part of this. It's and then all the post production. When the show ends at night on a Saturday night, that's not the end of it for me. I don't just turn off the cameras and shut off the studio lights in here and go off to bed. It's still, I still have a few hours where after I'm done, I have to prep up the podcast version, the audio podcast version of the show, and then sometimes that requires me to do some editing, a considerable amount of editing, because a lot of what we do here on the live stream is visual. A lot of visual elements to it, especially if I'm showing films. If I'm showing some of my films or whatever, there's that visual element of the films. When I'm not doing that, people can see that on the podcast version, the audio podcast. So I've got to edit that with the listeners in mind. And that's why a lot of the times when I'm here, and I'm just laying it all out here for you because you are part of the show, that when I'm doing a lot of this descriptive stuff, and lots of times, people can see what I'm doing visually. When you're in the, watching this, you're saying, well, why is he describing everything he's doing? Why is he going, to great lengths? And the reason I'm doing that is not for you necessarily, because you can see what I'm doing. It's for those who are listening to the podcast version later. It's so that they can visualize in their own minds what I'm doing and what's going on. So I'm not leaving anybody out of the mix here. And it can be a little challenging sometimes to do that, because I have to keep. I'm right here with you, the viewers. I'm watching everything like you are, but I have to keep in mind that later on there are going to be people listening that are really not going to understand what's going on. So I have to keep that in mind. I have to keep that focus. So that's why I do a lot of that narration that I do. And I know it sounds redundant if you're watching it, but if you're listening to the podcast later, it's like, oh, okay. So that's, I don't know, did I answer your question there? Hopefully I did. I think there was another question. Wasn't there another question from J-Con earlier? Yes, I think J-Con had one at the very beginning, and it had to do with of sulfites. Sulfites, do you think it changes the flavor, and do you think they're actually health hazards? Well, yes and no. There are going to be some sulfites. See, I didn't forget your question. I didn't. Took me a while to get to it. But there are sulfites that occur naturally as far as the fermentation process is concerned, and everything, the aging process of the wine, and that sort of thing. So you're going to have some natural sulfites in there. But a lot of Americans like their wines really, really high in alcohol content. And I'm not one of them, to be honest. I mean, this 14% ABV, it's kind of on the cusp, a little bit beyond the cusp of what I like. I personally like wines that are naturally fermented, that are naturally, I like the natural aspect of the wines. I like the organically grown wines and things like that best. And some of those are going to be 11%, 12%, 12.5%, not more than 13%. Usually around the 10 to 12.5%. That's where a lot of the naturally fermented wines are going to fall. But when you get into like 14, 15% and higher, those are when they add sulfites to it. They'll put in added sulfites and a kind of, and I don't want to get to the weeds here about the whole winemaking process, but in short, there will be some added sulfites to the wine. And then that's where that's one of the things too, is that for the people who get the red wine headaches, they blame some of it on high tannins, and they blame it on various other things, but a lot of it's blamed on the higher alcohol content and the added sulfites to the wine, because some people don't handle that very well. One way that I've said, and I've mentioned many times in the show, that you can counteract that somewhat, mitigate it a little bit, is to have some water, to keep drinking water. Keep yourself hydrated. Glass of wine, have some water. Glass of wine, have some water. Don't overdo the wine, but drink plenty of water in between, and that will actually help to mitigate or even prevent the red wine headaches. But some people don't handle the sulfites very well, in their body, so they're going to have those problems later. The added sulfites, I don't think that it's really all that healthy, but there's worse stuff actually than that, and that has to do with a lot of the pesticides and things they throw in the grapes. And I mentioned the bioengineered foods that they have in these cupcakes. That stuff's really not good for you, and I mentioned Monsanto before. We've gone into the weeds on that in the past, as far as some of those wines that are I don't want to say they're bioengineered grapes, but they do things to the grapes to increase the yield in some vineyards. And not everybody does it, but it's becoming a big deal. It's becoming more and more of a prevalent thing with a lot of vineyards, where they're doing that with the grapes, and of course that gets into the wine, and that's not good for drinking the wine with a lot of that sort of thing. So, when possible, I like to try to that's why whenever I get a wine that is organically grown, the grapes are organically grown or certified organic, I like to showcase those on the show, because those are actually healthier for you than some of the wines that are made with these grapes that are not grown that way. So anyway, I got in the weeds on that a little bit, but but that's what we do on the show. And like I said, you direct the show. Your questions direct the show. So Jaycon says, I've never seen someone eat a cupcake with a fork. Well, you have now. You have now. And I still got some of it on my hands. I ate it with the fork because I was trying not to make such a mess on the because if I knew that I was going to grab it with my hands, just open it with my hands, I was going to get crumbs everywhere. I still got crumbs. But I was trying to limit that with the fork. I don't normally eat cupcakes with a fork either. To be honest, I just eat them. I just peel them off and eat them with my hands, and that's half the fun of eating a cupcake, isn't it? But did we toast National Cupcake Day? We did, didn't we? Okay, here's the National Cupcake Day, just in case we didn't. Yeah, I don't know if these grapes in this wine were organic, to be honest. It's becoming less and less common now these days. So, and now that you have a lot of Chinese wines flooding the market, wines from China, it's becoming you're kind of wondering, whoa, what's in those grapes? I don't know, because China, let's face it, China, imported stuff from China doesn't have the best reputation. When you're talking about foods from China, not the best reputation. I'm not casting dispersion. I'm not judging them for how they do their foods, but I'm just saying that's a whole different ball game there. Who knows what's going on there? Anyway, so we have one more thing to try, and we're going to try it now. Let's check the chats one more time. Did I cover the chats? Did I cover everybody in the chats pretty well? Okay. Let's see. Okay, I'm just checking to make sure we're good. All right, so yeah, jump in the chats on Twitch. Tell me how you're doing. So we have one more thing to try. I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and we're going to try an ale. Now this ale, see, I am following the show notes in my head. Look at that, such as they are. This ale, of course, it's in here in the official Drink with Rick ice bucket. This ale, let me show you a picture of it first. What am I doing? I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, media. Here it is. This is what we're trying tonight. What we're trying tonight here is a Cheerwine Holiday Ale. This is from Noda. This is a local brewery here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Noda is the local brewery. Cheerwine Holiday Ale. And I'm going to show you the back of this ale just a moment. Where is it? Right here. All right. Well, it's a side. It's actually the side of this ale. And let me read what's on the side here. Whoop. It says, a uniquely Southern holiday tradition with a touch of cherry and pineapple, proudly presented by two family-owned companies in the Carolinas. And there is 5.2% ABV in this can, this 12-ounce can. Cheerwine is a licensed trademark of Carolina Beverage Corporation, used under license. That's what it says here. But this is Carolina brewed. This is a 12 fluid ounce. And it is brewed and canned by Noda Brewing Company in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's what that's about. So here is the beer. Here's the ale. And of course I have my beer glass, the official Drink with Rick beer glass, which came from, where did this come from actually? The USS Constellation. Oh, this was it's all worn off now, but this was a commemorative beer mug from the USS Constellation exhibit. We visited up there and got to tour the Constellation and some of the other ships out there that way. That was kind of fun. So that was a long time ago. Anyway, so here's the ale. I'm going to pour a little bit into the glass. And it doesn't look like, and this is interesting because it does not look like, it's got a nice head on it. There you go. Got a nice head on this. So this does not look like, let me pour a little more in here. There we go. All right, this does not look like what I was thinking it might look like, because when I was thinking Cheerwine, it doesn't match the color on the can at all, really, doesn't. And normally you would say, well, what difference does that make? It doesn't make any difference at all. But here's the thing, in my mind, when I saw this can in my mind, I saw it at Trader Joe's, I was thinking, well, okay, this might be a dark ale or it might be a cherry-looking ale, but it's not. It is basically I mean, it doesn't look like an IPA, but it looks like an ale. Doesn't look like it. It's a little bit cloudy for a. Yeah, it doesn't. It's not much of it. I mean, it kind of looks like it could be an IPA, but not so much so. The thing is that. Well, let me take this lower third off of here. There we go. I don't know how I got the lower third on that close-up shot. Lower third's on the close-up shot. How about that? There we go. Anyway, where was I? Okay, so this looks like it does kind of look a little bit like an IPA, a little bit. Not too much. But here's the thing about Cheerwine. They say, well, okay, what's the deal with Cheerwine? What does that mean? It's not wine, right? Does it have any cheer? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Cheerwine. For those who do not live in the Carolinas, North or South Carolina, Cheerwine is, if you do live here, you know all about Cheerwine probably, unless you're a very recent transplant. But Cheerwine is Carolina's very own soda. It is basically Cheerwine is a soda that's native to North Carolina. Folks outside of North and South Carolina probably are not familiar with it because I don't think it's still, after all these decades, it's been around for decades. It was around when I was a kid, which tells you it's been around for a long time. But the soda is not really distributed that much outside of North and South Carolina, at least not that I know of. So a lot of people don't really know about it, but it's really good stuff. I mean, I'm not a really soda drinker. You know that. If you've watched the stream for a while, you know that I don't drink much soda. Not a big fan of soda, but that is one of the few sodas that I do like and I do drink because, I mean, from a kid, I really like the soda. And the way to describe it, it's kind of like a cherry, kind of a cherry soda, but a little peppery, and it's very much cherry soda. I guess you could say it's like a Dr. Pepper. It's very much, it's just like Dr. Pepper but different. I'll put it that way. Or Mr. Pibb. I don't know if you're familiar with Mr. Pibb. That was around a long, long time ago. I don't even know if Mr. Pibb is around anymore. But that was the counter to Dr. Pepper. You know. But anyway, Cheerwine. Good stuff. Kind of a very, very rich cherry soda, and a favorite when I was young. And this is why this caught my eye. Now, I did try a Cheerwine ale in the past, and it didn't really taste much like Cheerwine to me. It didn't remind me much of Cheerwine. Just kind of like, not so great. But this is the Cheerwine Holiday Ale. So that's what makes. I'm hoping that's what makes this different. Cheerwine Holiday Ale. So we shall see. I had the wrong. I tell you what. Try switching these buttons all the time while you're doing the show. It's not easy to do. It really isn't. There we go. So, especially if you've been drinking 14% ABV. So let me give it a whiff. Oh, okay, now this is different. This is a little bit different. The last time I tried a kind of a Cheerwine ale, it didn't really smell or taste like Cheerwine at all. This is this is very different in the sense that that it does smell a little bit like Cheerwine. And I know that Cheerwine smell. I know that Cheerwine taste. It does. It smells like somebody put some Cheerwine in a beer. It kind of does, because it does smell that way. Well, let's give it a taste here, but before I do, let me get something that, well, I can do that later. Because it's making a mess here. Let's give it a taste. Okay. Okay, now this is more like it. This is more like Cheerwine. Let me I gotta clean up this mess here for just a minute, folks. Yeah, I made a mess here and stop the show. There we go. All right, so this is really more of a Cheerwine kind of ale. This is more like what I was expecting. This is that does taste a little bit like it doesn't taste. It's not really a deep, rich Cheerwine taste like I would expect from a Cheerwine soda, but it does have that distinctive taste in the beer. Now, I saw some reviews online for this before I started the show, and I did say that I did say I was hoping it would taste like Cheerwine, but when I looked at the reviews, some of the reviews I saw, some people didn't really seem to like it that much. Now, I'm not going to read any of these reviews. I can't really anyway, but I am going to read this from the Noda Brewery site, if I can find it again. Yeah, it did get Untapped had like 3.5, 4 out of 5, 3.45 I think is what they gave it. So let me look up the actual Cheerwine. Here it is, the Noda site. I'm going to read to you what they have on the Noda site. It says Cheerwine Holiday Ale is a 5.2% ABV wheat ale. It's a wheat ale with cherry and pineapple, a uniquely Southern holiday tradition proudly presented by two family-owned companies in the Carolinas. Is that the same thing that's on the side of the can? The last sentence is. So it is a wheat ale. It kind of looks like a wheat ale. It is, what else does they say about it here? That's about it. It's pretty decent. I like it. Of course, I like Cheerwine. But for some of those people that those who tried it that didn't like it too much, because I saw a couple of reviews, 1 or 2 reviews, so somebody said they didn't like the taste of it at all. But that may be because they're not familiar with the Cheerwine taste. Now, is it my favorite beer? Is it the best beer I've ever had? No, I can't really say that, but it's actually pretty decent. And it's better than the last Cheerwine ale I had, which was some time back. They had another one that was kind of Cheerwine, but it wasn't a holiday ale. And yes, I can taste a little bit of the tinge of the pineapple in it. It's very, very, very slight, and it's very on the edge. It's on the edge, but mostly, yeah, that's what I was tasting in the end, was a little bit of pineapple, but it is mostly the cherry Cheerwine flavor that I'm getting. Yeah, I like it. And there is a little bit of not really an aftertaste, but a little bit of a sensation that comes up in the mouth at the end. That very much Cheerwine. Yeah, I like it. I like this. This is pretty decent. I could buy some more of this. Not bad. I'd give it 4 stars out of 5. Yeah, I think I'd do that. Cheerwine ale. But here's one more thing we're going to do. And I promised Jaycon we'd do this tonight. My good friend Jaycon sent me a package of maple mixed nuts. We got these maple mixed nuts. And this is called Timber Sweet. I'm not familiar with the brand, to be honest, but it looks pretty good. By the way, Jaycon, thank you very much. I want to thank you. I don't know what that is. Yeah, Bill likes it too. Well, that was a reaction I was thinking. Here we go. Thank you, Jaycon. I appreciate it. So we're going to open this up now. We're going to open up the mixed nuts. We're going to try it out with the ale, because I was saving this until we had an ale to try it with, because I didn't think it would really work all that great with some of the other ones we tried. And let's face it. When you're having some nuts like that, beer nuts and mixed nuts and stuff, the best way to do it is to have it with something like an ale. In my opinion, anyway. So we're going to try it here with this. Pull a bit. And they're mixed nuts so that we can pick out. I'm not sure what kind of nuts we have in here, but it looks like we got some cashews here. That looks like a cashew. Let me see what's on the back of this. It's on the back of it. It says pure maple sugar. This is the ingredients and possible allergens. I don't think I'm allergic to any of this. Pure maple sugar. Ooh, I like that. Peanuts, almonds, cashews, Brazil nuts, hazelnuts, pecans, peanut and cottonseed oil, sea salt, butter, and pistachio. So this is produced by Ralph and Amy Fidelity in Cohasset, Minnesota. Did I say that? Did I pronounce it correctly? Cohasset, Minnesota. So this is locally. It's now this looks like something you get at the local farmers market, right? Let me first of all let me say I love the farmers markets. They're great. We have a local one here that I go to. I've purchased some meats from, purchased peanuts from. We purchased a number of things from. Farmers markets are great, and you can get some really, really good local home. I would say homemade, but some homemade stuff. But I mean, locally grown items from there, locally grown foods and produce and other things, like the meat and like nuts like this and stuff that you just can't find anywhere else. And you can find some real gems. Let's try this. I'm going to try it with a cashew. Because I like cashews. I like maple too. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. Let's try it with beer. Wow, that's kind of a rich mix. See, normally I would just had this straight with a regular like ale or maybe a lager or something. But this Cheerwine ale mixed with the nuts, the maple nuts, a very interesting flavor. I kind of like it. Actually, the maple nuts seem to enhance the flavor of the Cheerwine. Now, I'm not sure what nut this is. It looks like it might be. I'm not sure if that's a peanut. This is a peanut here. Pretty sure that's a peanut. Let's try with that. Yeah, peanut. Again, yeah, I like this. Wow, this is good. Well, J-Con, thank you. This is excellent. I could eat these by themselves, and I think I will. I think I got a Walmart that time. Wow, this is good. Wow, these are excellent. I'm gonna have these without the ale. Yeah, these are excellent. J-Con, I just want to say thank you very, very much. As a matter of fact, yeah.
I like it. Yeah, really neat.
Actually, I'm going to give you this, J-Con.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow, that's a good one.
This is a good one. Oh, I really enjoyed this. Excellent. And before I forget, I had this on my list too. So the Cheerwine, a winner. The maple mixed nuts, a winner. The Cheerwine and the maple mixed nuts, a real big winner. I'm going to have a final review on the wine here in just a few moments. But Ed, you were asking me a question about this, and when you received your Drink with Rick, the official Drink with Rick book holder and book and coaster holder, you said that you received this as well, one of these, although it was the same color as yours, as your holder, by design, of course, and you were wondering exactly what this is. You probably missed the episode where I made a few of these, and this is what it is. Let me go to a...
Oh, there you go. Oh, wow. That's...
I know, I did it again. I hit the wrong button. No. Yeah, that's me. I'm the naughty boy. Okay, where was I? Okay, I was trying to go here. All right, so this is what you got. You got this thing, and you weren't 100% sure what this was for. This is what it's for. Set this here. Put the wine bottle in here. And there you go. It's a wine bottle holder. Holds a wine bottle. Now, I did not design this, but I just included it as an add-on, as an extra for the... What you got, J-Con, you got one. Island Haze, you got one. Ed, you got one of these. They all match the colors of the particular book holders that you got. And that was just something I did specifically for you, the three of you. And I made one of each of these to match those. And this is to accompany it. It's just a nice accompaniment. But that's my gift to you all, and thank you for your contributions to the show all this time. Really appreciate it. Let me leave this on here for a while. This is pretty cool. I like this. This is neat. So let me set that aside. All right. I think we're getting there, right? There was one thing I was going to do, and I did not do this, and now I'm remembering it now. I came right back to it. But I was going to tell you a little bit about the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano grape. Now, I'm reading this from Wikipedia because... Not Wikipedia. Wikipedia. I didn't write this, okay? I do a lot of writing, but I didn't write any of this. I'll tell you, after a week of writing for BuyTwoWayRadios.com and a whole week of writing a lot of stuff, it's like the weekend, I was like, I'm not doing any more writing for the weekend. I just, for my own stuff, I'm just going to read off of Wikipedia. Not to be confused with Rickipedia, which there is not one. But this is Wikipedia. It says the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano is a red wine with a status produced in the vineyards surrounding the town of Montepulciano, Italy. The wine is made primarily from the Sangiovese grape varietal known locally as Prugnolo Gentile. And it's a minimum 70% blend. The Sangiovese grape is a minimum 70% blend with Caniolo Nero, which is a 10 to 20%, and small amounts of other local varieties such as Mamolo. The wine is aged for 2 years, and we read that on the back of that label there before. It says the wine is aged for 2 years, at least 1 year in oak barrels. So the wine is aged for 2 years, at least 1 year in oak barrels. 3 years if it is a Reserva. Now it does say it's a Reserva, but they said it was only aged for 2 years, which is very interesting. The wine should not be confused with Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, a red wine made from the Montepulciano grape in the Abruzzo region of East Central Italy. So you have they're two different grapes. They're kind of, I guess they're related, the Montepulciano grape, but maybe not. It's a Sangiovese grape. So the Sangiovese grape is kind of this Montepulciano that we have here is actually what they're saying is generally a blend of a Sangiovese and a Caniolo Nero. And this is a different wine from the Montepulciano d'Abruzzo, which is a Montepulciano grape from the Abruzzo region of East Central Italy. So it's two different grapes here. It's not, when you see the Nero Nobile di Montepulciano, you're looking at the the Sangiovese grape, not the Montepulciano grape, is what they're saying. So I'll take it at the word of Wikipedia on that, I guess. So I suppose, but that's very interesting. Interesting how that works. So that's the grape. I should have done a full thing on the grape, but I didn't have time to do it this week. Been busy with all the holiday-related promotions and stuff we're doing over at Buy Two Way Radios, and I've just been really, really busy with that. And so it's cut my prep time for this show down a little bit. I'm not blaming it on them. That's not at all. It's just so much going on, during the holidays. It's just always a lot going on. But let me tell you what's going to be happening. This beer is good. I had to take a swig of that here. And then I'll give you my final review of the wine. But let me tell you a little bit about what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. Okay, we're going to have 6 more episodes after this. The last episode is scheduled for, if all goes well, the last episode is scheduled for January 18th, 2025. That'll be the last episode. There will be a 2-week break, and then I'm going to be starting up the new thing that I'm going to be doing, and a couple of new things. And I'll let everybody know what's coming up. So if you want to join in on that you're more than welcome to do so. I think you'll find one of them very interesting. One, as I mentioned before, one of them is going to be a live, pretty much a live show that's based around classic, I wouldn't say popular, but classic movies and TV shows all in the public domain. Reintroducing the classics of yesteryear. And we're going to be watching, it's going to be kind of a, I think the way that I would describe it would be kind of a cross between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Svengoolie. Something like that. It's not going to be, I'm not going to have a whole slew of puppets and things like that and nothing weird, but, well, maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Should I have some puppet characters and stuff like that going on? I don't know, it could be fun. But I'm going to kind of do it straight with a lot of trivia, movie and TV trivia. And we're going to watch it. It's basically a watch party, watching them, and then we talk about it and cover the trivia aspects and behind-the-scenes stuff related to it. I have a lot of experience. See, this is something where I have a lot of experience in because, let's face it, I watched too much TV when I was a kid and too many movies. And having edited a lot of these films and these TV shows for television when I worked in TV back in the day, I'm very, very familiar with a lot of them. So this is going to be fun, it's going to be exciting, and it's something I love to do anyway. The second item is a show based on Super 8 filmmaking. As you know, that I was a Super 8 filmmaker in a previous life, and produced a number of films, some of which I've shown here on the show in the past. And some pretty exciting news in that front and I mentioned this at the beginning of the show, from Kodak. Kodak has been, the company Kodak, which is known as the, world famous as, making the Kodak cameras, the Kodak films and things like that. Film has become it's come back in a big way, actually. And it's, a lot of people say, well, it's because of Oppenheimer that they're shooting Oppenheimer on film and that sort of thing when they because it was shot on film. And they said, well, a lot of that had to do with bringing back the film look. Now directors want to bring back the film look to filmmaking. And so more and more directors are kind of getting back into that, apparently, from what I've heard. And of course, IMAX has basically been a film format anyway, and Oppenheimer was shot on IMAX. But it hasn't ended there. A lot of photographers have rediscovered, particularly a new generation of photographers have discovered 35 millimeter film and film cameras and other formats of film photography, rather than shooting on digital photography. They're shooting on 35 millimeter film. I understand that there have been some other formats that have maybe a couple of large formats have come back. I don't know. That's just hearsay, I guess. But one of these things that has come back in a very big way is Super 8. And I'm really, really excited about that, because that's kind of my origins there. There's my history as a Super 8 filmmaker, and I'm really excited to see what's going on in the Super 8 scene, and just the Super 8 community, and a renewed interest, and more people are getting back into that. And I'm thinking, well, this is great. And what Kodak has done, they shut down their facility, their film production facility, a little while back, earlier this year, and not to close it down, but to revamp it. They've modernized it and revamped it, and they did a 5-week. This last one they did it in phases, and I think this last one lasted about 5 weeks, where they went through part of their facility that is basically where it all happens in the dark, because they have to make the film in the dark. And they completely retooled it and modernized it, and they just reopened it. So they're now back in production, producing movie film and still photography film, and this includes Super 8, which is really, really a big deal. So I'm pretty excited about it, and that's kind of how my new podcast is going to be related to Super 8. So there you go. I'm going to give out more information about it as we get closer to the last episode of the show. But I'm really excited to get on the board of that project. So this is not the end, as I said before. This is not the end of Drink with Rick. It's just the Saturday Night Wine Stream is coming to an end. But Drink with Rick will still continue. I'll still be doing the wine and the beer and the cider and the mead reviews and coffee reviews and all that kind of stuff, but it'll be more pre-recorded, and this will give me more of an opportunity to actually retool a little bit here in the studio, and to bring you better content and more short form content, and higher quality content overall. So I think you'll enjoy that. Anyway, so that's what I got. Here's the final review of the wine. This is what we're drinking tonight. As I mentioned before, this is the Canto del Principe. It's a Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and it is a Toscana 2016 Reserva from Italy. And this wine is cherry, and I was getting strawberry out of it, and I was getting a little bit of toasted oak, and a nice little finish to it. It's not super long, not super short, kind of nice. Fair amount of tannin to it. This is a dry red. It's a very, very dry red, as a matter of fact, but it's really nice, and it's kind of medium-bodied, and just a nice, overall nice tasting wine. I do recommend this with food, by the way, rather than by itself. You can drink it by itself, but it's probably much better with food. It went well with everything on the plate. It went well with the... let me see, where is it? There it is. Let's get rid of that. The cupcake thing. Okay, cupcake day's over. Come on. I think it is. Anyway, it should be. No, it's not over. It hasn't started because that was on the 12th. Oh well. It went well with the corned beef brisket, and it went well with the turkey pepperoni and the all the cheeses. It went well. It went fine with all of that. Although it did seem to... this cheese, the Parmesan, seemed to overpower the wine a little bit more, but that might have been more the cheese than the wine, really, to be honest. But overall, a pretty good choice. I would recommend it. $9.99 is what I paid for it at Trader Joe's. By the way, I didn't tell you what the Cheerwine ale costs. I got it on the same ticket. The Cheerwine ale, where is it? Here it is. I paid $2.75 for this can. 12-ounce can, $2.75 at Trader Joe's. And once again, this is kind of a regional wine because this is brewed in North Carolina, locally here. So I don't know if it's available in your Trader Joe's if you have one, but you can go check it out and ask them. Don't be afraid to ask them, and maybe they can get it. Sometimes it happens. All right, well, I guess it does it for our show in this episode. Let me double check the chats one more time. Ed says, Ed says, I wondered if it was something like a wine bottle and tilter. I was wondering if it was something like a wine bottle, tilter and holder, but I didn't figure it out. Well, you're exactly right. That's exactly what it is. He says, I did miss the show where you covered the device. No problems, Ed. And Ed says, I remember a Super 8 copy of some of a film that you got from a library discard. It was a cut-down version of JC Superstar. Yeah, I'm trying to... Did I have that? I don't remember. Well, I saw a live production of the musical tonight. The cast was numerous than the audience. Oh, no, okay. More numerous, not no. Okay, thanks for the clarification, Ed. Well, I saw a live production of the musical tonight. The cast was more numerous than the audience. Yeah, I've seen Jesus Christ Superstar numerous times. The movie version. I never saw the musical, the live production, the Broadway version. But I've seen the movie version numerous times. Let's see the other chats here. What we got here? I missed some stuff here, didn't I? Ion Hayes says, we need a Wikipedia filled with all your beverage reviews. Wikipedia. Be honest, I believe it or not, I tried that once. And I didn't call it Wikipedia, but it was for podcasts. I called it Podpedia, and I put it up there. Podopedia, I think is what it was. And I put it up there and lasted there for like less than a year. And it got hacked a lot because people love to go in there and troll and hack those kind of type Wikipedia type sites. So I finally took it down because it just got hacked too much and hit with spam too much. Ion Hayes says, got to bring Roadkill Bill into the mix for the puppet section. Okay, that is an interesting idea. I could probably try to bring Roadkill Bill into that. Blosey says hi and on Twitch. Hi right back at you, Blosey. And how you doing? Good to see you here. And I hope you're doing well. And let's see, what else we got here? Jaycon says, okay, so... Jaycon says, yes, I got it at the farmer's market, and you pronounced everything correctly. They are my favorite local snack nowadays when the market is in season. So you did get the maple mixed nuts at the farmer's market. This is really good. I'm impressed. I like this a lot. Jaycon says they tap their own maple syrup and make everything by hand. Wow, that's awesome. They tap their own maple syrup. So this is made, the maple syrup comes from wow, was local there. And this is in Minnesota. Wow. I remember there was a kid that in Vermont that was making his own maple. I think he was on Shark Tank too once. He was trying to pitch the sharks to invest in his maple syrup company. It was just a kid. It was like 16, 17, something like that at the time. And he came up with his own. He loved maple, and he loved maple syrup, and he had his maple trees, and he'd go tap them and make his own maple syrup and turn it into a real big business. We bought some of that maple syrup. We saw it on Shark Tank, and I thought, well, I got to try this. And this was years ago. And I think the kid's, he's grown up now. He's got a wife and kids or something. He's still doing it, I guess. But I think he was in Vermont. And I haven't had it for a while, but he made this really great he had a really good maple syrup. And not only that, but he had some other maple products. I think he had a maple butter, and he also had, which was really memorable, he had a maple cotton candy. This was really expensive stuff, but wow, was that cotton candy really good. I mean, it was maple cotton candy. It was worth the price, but it was very good. I hope he's still in business doing that, because I really like that. I love maple. Yeah, maple has made me the man I am today. Yeah, of course, I've overused that one, but it has a combination of all these. I've got to go on a diet. That's one of the first things I'm going to do when the wine stream's done, is I'm going on a crash diet and lose some of this weight. When I started this wine stream, I know I'm going long here. When I started on this wine stream, I was slimmed down. I was pretty slimmed down, and if you look at the very first episode, as a matter of fact, the last episode of the stream, we'll go back from the beginning. I was fairly slimmed down, was fairly fit, and over the last 6 or 7 years, 6.5 years, I just kind of, yeah, Drink with Rick has made me the man I am today. I'm serious. It's put some weight on me. So it does. It does. Let's see. MS Alenate says, I see you're affiliated. He's there on Twitch. He says, I see you're affiliated. Yeah, I'm affiliated on Twitch. I am affiliated, and I appreciate it. Thanks for joining in. And let's see. I think we've got all the chats covered here, right? MLS and Latte says, hooray. Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you. I'll drink to that as well. Yeah, I am an affiliate on Twitch, and you can actually subscribe. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, you can do that. You feel free to do that. There's no pressure to do that, though, because once again, I'm doing this for fun, and if you can, it's much appreciated. It helps. Every little bit helps support the show, but I don't require that. By the way, Miss Ellen, did I pronounce it right? MS Lena Latte. I tell you what, if you're in the States, because it can't ship outside the United States, but if you are in the States, I can send you a copy. What are we drinking tonight? We're drinking wine. I've got we're drinking the wine and the beer. I can send you one of these, the official Drink with Rick beer tasting notebook. Actually, what I can do is, because we're doing a wine and a beer, I don't think I have the wine tasting notebook up here with me, do I? But I can send you a copy of each of these, the wine tasting notebook and the beer tasting notebook, if you just send if you're in the States, it is. I can't ship outside the U.S., but if you are, I can ship you a copy of each of those. Just send a valid shipping address to rick@savoyamedia.com, rick@savoyamedia.com. And Messel Nlade says, I remember getting one of your coasters in the mail. Oh, you did. So you've had one of the coasters. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Because it's been a while, because I've got this. But see, I've upgraded since then. I've got the coaster here, but now I have this whole bit. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you not one of the books, not two of the books, but I'm going to send you the whole shebang. How about that? This is very in the show, because I love to give stuff away where I can. But I'm going to give you. I'm going to send you a copy of the whole shebang. If you're in the here, let me see. Let me go back to stop the show. This show's getting longer every second, isn't it? But it's okay, because we're on the last 7 episodes, and okay. So this is what I have here. We've done. A lot has happened since you received the coaster. I don't know how long ago you received the coaster, but and hopefully you're in the States, so I can send one to you. Because if you're outside the States, you can't do this once again. But I've done this. We've put out 4 books. We put out the Drink with Rick, the official Drink with Rick wine tasting notebook, the beer tasting notebook, the cider tasting notebook, and the mead tasting notebook. And since then, I've also produced this holder that holds all 4 books and the coaster, so you can review all, if you want to, in your notebooks, you can review the whatever you're drinking, and you can just sit back and relax and drink it. I'm going to send one of these to you, okay? So I'm going to send you the whole shebang. How about that? Because it's the holidays, and that's what we do in the holidays. So just send a valid shipping address to rick@savoyamedia.com, rick@savoyamedia.com, and I'll send one of those out to you for free. I am selling them on eBay for $29.95 for that whole set, but I'm just going to send you a free one. How about that? And you're welcome. Essalin Alate says, "Oh my goodness, thank you, and you're quite welcome. You're quite welcome. Thanks for joining in tonight." And I want to thank everybody for joining me in tonight. I want to thank Jaycon for being here, and I want to thank you also for sending me the maple mixed nuts. These are awesome. These are great. The maple mixed nuts. I want to thank let's see, everybody else who's joined me here tonight. Let me get in all the chats here. Also, Island Hayes, thanks for being here. I really, really appreciate it. And you know what? Getting Roadkill Bill into the new show, I think we might be able to swing that. Yeah, we might be able to do that. That could be fun. Got to bring Roadkill Bill into the mix for the puppet section. We should. I guess I should do a puppet section on that, shouldn't I? This is going to be fun. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. And Ed, I know you love movies, so I'm sure you'll enjoy that. We're going to start doing this in February. Okay, and Ed, once again, my friend Ed, thank you for being here in the chat. I really appreciate it. And everyone else who joined in, who Essalin Latte, and is it Miss Lena Latte? I'm sorry. You know what? Oh, yeah, I know. I messed up. I wasn't reading that correctly. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, I'm laughing at myself. I'm just laughing at myself. What a goofball I am. It's Ms. Lena Latte. I'm sorry about that. My apologies, Ms. Lena Latte. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's the wine, it's the beer, it's everything else. I don't know. Some of it's probably this cupcake that I wouldn't recommend the cupcake. It's this thing's full of bioengineered whatever it is, and it's really weird. But we did it for National Cupcake Day. I took a bite, and I think that's the last I'm going to eat of that. Homemade cupcakes for me from now on, I think. It's the order of the day. No bioengineered ingredients for me. Okay, well, I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. And Ed, yeah, this is how you do it, Ed. This is how you do it with the wine holder, just like that. And actually, you can do it with not just the wine bottles, but you can do it with soda bottles. You can do it with there's a lot of different bottles. That if it'll fit in here just right, it'll work with. So it doesn't have to be wine. I've done it with. I've tried it with sodas, with soda bottles and things like that. And it's worked pretty well with that. It's pretty cool. I like it. All right, but I want to thank everyone for being here with me tonight, and Ed and Ms. Lena Latte, and everyone else who joined in. Of course, also, who else is? And Ms. Lena Latte, thank you for subscribing to Twitch. I really, really appreciate it. It's really, really, really nice of you. You didn't have to do it, but I really appreciate it. And I want to give you some applause in that regard as well. So if I can find out what I did with it. Thank you very, very much. I want to thank everybody for being here with me tonight. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And As you know what time it is, it's time for me to close up past time, because I think I can feel my wife giving me the stink eye, even though we're not in the same room. I'm in the studio, she's way across the hall. I can feel the stink eye. You said it was only going to be an hour. Well, maybe next week. But we have one more celebrity we close out the show with. Let me get him over here. He's hiding. But here he is. He is, of course, your friend and mine. He is Roadkill Bill. Yeah. Roadkill Bill. Roadkill Bill has a very special message for all of us. The message is, please do not drink and drive. Drink in the comfort of your home, your apartment, your hotel room, your dwelling, wherever it is. Just, if you have to go somewhere. If you have to go somewhere, call an Uber, call a Lyft, call a cab, call a friend who hasn't been drinking, who has a valid driver's license, someone you trust, and who knows how to get you home, knows where you live to get you there. Not driving all over town like, sometimes it's almost as bad as drunk driving, Right, Bill? Yeah, right. Okay. Please do not drink and drive. If you can't find someone else to take you home safely, just stay put. Just stay where you are. It's not worth it. Don't put yourself at risk. Don't put others at risk. Right, Bill? Right? Okay. Don't text and drive either, because that's also very, 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 very dangerous. It is. Because I want you to have a great week. But most of all, I want you to have a safe week. So you can join me here again next week for the Saturday Night Wine Stream, and we can all get together and drink with Rick. Good night.